Hello, I am, so today is a review of the most recent Within University experience, our journey to joy. This video has taken me a few weeks because I was waiting for, I was always making an excuse, whether it was my hair, my makeup, my mood, whatever. So today I'm gonna give you a freestyle of a review of the June Journey to Joy. And if you have questions, you can email me at vivian@viviancarrasco.com. Visit the website and pop in a note in the contact. If you know my number, and I think it's on there too, text me, leave me a voicemail. However you want me to answer your questions, I'm happy to give you some more. I'm adjusting this time, just a tiny bit. Give you some more of whatever it is you're curious about, because this is all about your curiosity, not my poor ability to do really great videos, despite all of the tools that I have and training. So the idea and the genesis of the June Journey to Joy is that you can learn to be happier. But there's a very huge thing that I want to start with, and it's a story that I want to share with you. So if you notice, one, I don't have makeup on, but that's not what I want you to notice. If you notice my hair and how these two things of my hair kind of go up, the reason for that is because when I was 7 years old, right about 7, I think first, second, third grade, whatever, I've always had kind of long hair. But when I was that young, I used to wear these two barrettes right here so that my hair would stay out of my eyes. That was a very fancy hairdo, of course, but my hair has not forgotten these pins. And so when we have a groove that is developed into our brain, whether by habit or a pattern of something in us, it takes a super long time and a lot of work to change that, but it can be done. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about in this video. But I wanted to let you know that your body remembers, and it will, when you're unconscious, when you're asleep at the wheel, bring you back to your default until you change your default. The same thing is true for my teeth. I went through Invisalign a year or 2 years ago, and if I do not wear my retainer, the teeth move back to where they remember that they were. So these are the things of our body. So you can imagine that we do the same thing as a human being. If we aren't conscious, like, I don't know, nothing's coming to mind right now, but the point of change is that you're changing a habit or a pattern that you've already established. And in our June Journey to Joy, we initiated that change in the way that I love to do best. It is the model, the infrastructure, the pillar of how we learn and do change within university and with me specifically. So there's science behind this, of course. And my most recent book is by Sean Anker, Before Happiness, where he talks about this process is actually the building block of how humans can change if you want to. If you don't want to change, if you're happy where you are, then this is not for you. If you are stuck in a rut, in that groove of a pattern or a habit that you've established and you want to kind of jump that curb, then this is for you. So he and the science says that a practice over time, so the biggest way that we learn together and within university is frequency over a period of time. My learning journeys are generally 21 days, 40 days, 60 days, 90 days, anything that we're doing daily. So we're integrating some habit or some routine, a ritual, a ceremony, even if it's as simple as just being conscious of the entire sensation of your experience when you take that first sip of your cup of coffee or your cup of tea or your cup of hot water, whatever it is that you cradle first thing in the morning. Drip by drip is what my favorite neuropsychologist says, Rick Hansen. Drip by drip, the things you pay attention to change the things that you notice, and the things you notice leave you open to more opportunity. So Rick's, what I hear him saying in his training and in his teachings is drip by drip. And that is very much, and the way that humans, especially adults, really learn, not just experience, not just knowledge, not just like hearing something from me, but the way that you change a habit or a pattern is by repeated frequency over time. Tiny drips every day that then change that pattern, rewire you into a new pattern. So I love to do simple, and I love to do joyful, and I love to do it over a period of time. And that is probably the consistent thing in all of the seasonal journeys, quests, experiences that we travel together within Niversity. Oh, if my notes were only more organized. So in June, we noticed the joy in our day, and that was the intention. Just notice the joy in your day. So if you tell your mind that you're going to reflect at the end of the day on something that brought you joy, I can promise you that you will, I can promise you, like money back guarantee, that you will notice more things that are joyful to you, because your brain is like, and this is a metaphor that I also heard Rick Hansen speak to, your brain is like tofu. And if you've ever cooked with tofu, you know it takes on the flavor of whatever you cook it with. So it's like tofu with a vacuum cleaner on top of it and a Dyson hose just sucking in and changing the brain. And it's all based on where you rest your attention. So in June, we noticed the joy in our day, we reflected on that, we relived that experience, and everyone does it a little bit differently. You can journal about it, move through all of your 5 senses, relive it at least for 2 minutes so that you install it into your way of being, because you can learn to be happier. You can learn to be more fulfilled. We have a default setting, and obviously you want to jump that default setting and get to being more spiritually alive, more fully engaged in a meaningful existence and closer to your true purpose. There's not a set in stone what your temperature is as far as your happiness. You're not born that way and that's how you stick. You can learn to be happier. You can change, and this is how change works for humans. So these are some tips that I gave out as we went into the experience of journeying to joy. First and foremost, the reason that I focus on joy, that I focus on what's working well, that I focus on what's right, is because our default is to look at what's wrong. Our default is to look at what's not working, what needs to be fixed, what you're doing wrong. And the reason for that is just our design. We have a Teflon. If you think of your nonstick cooking pan, you have a Teflon for your happiness, and you have a Velcro for what pisses you off, what makes you sad, what makes you mad. And so we have to train ourselves to either give us some balance or tip this over so that you can also notice what brings you joy, what brings you alive, what brings you love, because it'll just slip right through our fingers unless we install it. And you install it by reliving it. You can journal about it for about 2 minutes. You can just move through the experience, because your brain doesn't know if it's the actual experience you have or if it's a memory of the experience. So again, frequency over time. If you didn't do the journey to joy with us and you want to do it now, then go for it. Today is the best day to start. In your planner, in your journal, in your day book, whatever it is, make a note of just every day looking, or maybe even as you lay in bed on your pillow, what was something that brought me joy? What was something that made me feel happy, awe, wonder, curiosity, kindness? Like wherever your set point is at the moment, go right there. Tune into that for a period of time. 21 days is the minimum that I would suggest. And then if you can do more, 30, 40 days, you're gonna notice that where you sit in your ladder of living my best life, like you're rewiring your brain to notice what is already beautiful, what is already wonderful, what is already amazing in your life. because by nature, we close that off and we focus on the things that are negative. Again, it's your default setting, and I'm about moving us beyond default because that's where you are the most fully alive. So, I think that's all I'm gonna say. This hopefully is attached to an email that I've sent you. And that'll give you some more details or some more resources to link to. And in YouTube, I'll just link to the website and maybe that posting if it becomes a blog post. Again, if you have any questions, connect with me at vivian@viviancarrasco.com. If you're a member of within University, obviously you know how to reach me there. I just want to wish you love and I want to wish you joy. And it is my honor that you have given me your most precious resource right now, and that is your time. So I hope that you have found value, and we will connect again soon. Thanks.